How do you feel about this growing trend of Islamophobia? Is it real? Is there Islamic people being targeted?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to have a boogeyman somewhere. If you wanted to make a boogeyman out of someone that was Christian, you can easily do that. If you look at our history with Christianity, look at the world's history with Christianity, you can easily do that as well. It just so happens that it's the Muslims' turn right now.
Stereotype, that's just being judgmental. That's some hell no. Right there, that's an abomination.
How do you define a real Muslim?
Somebody who follows the 5 pillars of Islam. It's not about like how they look or whatever. Like it's about the Caron.
At its core, Islam is about peace, and most of Muslims are peace, law-abiding, and very friendly, very helpful, spiritual people. And you know, some people are radical. Okay, fine, but you'll find that in every religion on the planet. But they're not being focused upon like Islam is. So it's kind of sad.
You know, it's like I think everyone always focuses on the negative. It's like, I won $100 today, then I stubbed my toe. What was your day like? I stubbed my toe, you know. Have you noticed a growing trend of hatred towards Islamic people, Muslim people?
I mean, yeah, it's like they hate the look of the people, like the physical appearance of the people, because they like, you know, they feel threatened. When we see one, we're like, oh my God, like, you know, it's weird. I don't know. Everybody's, you know, their own person.
You know, I didn't even think about that though. You're correct. Like it's more so the look. Like the look frightens people because it's so immediately like, oh my God, you're gonna blow shit up. But if they're, you know, dressed very westernized and you can't necessarily tell, then everything's okay.
Yeah,
does it all come down to image? Do you think that there's a certain look that goes along with what people perceive and, you know, how their racist reactions are? Like, could you dress in a certain way that would calm a white person's fear?
I don't have like a thing. I just wear what I wear. You know, I'm friendly to everyone. People just wear clothes. I mean, if I see an Islam kid wearing Supreme, I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, there goes a kid wearing Supreme.
As a Parisian and more so as a Muslim, how do you feel about Parisians' treatment of ethnics?
I think that there's racism everywhere, especially for the moment for Arabic and Muslims people. It's really hard to be a Muslim in France, in Paris. For example, I pray, and that's something that I keep for me. I don't tell everybody that I pray, because that's a personal style, way of life, you know? Because I don't want my friend, because I drink alcohol, you know?
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm a modern Muslim, you know? And I enjoy myself too when I go to party and when I have fun with my friends. So I think that's a part of, that's something personal. But you don't have to say that to everybody. Say, hey, I'm Muslim, because everybody gonna judge you.
Are you Muslim?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel that within the context of Muslim law and the way it deals with women's roles, that you are as equally represented? Do you feel like an equal in that culture?
Islam is actually a pretty liberating religion when it comes to women. Like when it was first founded, I mean, the first convert was a woman. Islam was the first religion to give property rights to women. Let's say my husband decides to divorce me because he doesn't like me anymore. There's actually like a contract where he has to leave me with some sort of financial backing so that I'm not just out in the cold.
I like that. Provided he's got some shit to give you, you know.
Right.
Marry up. Always marry up. Do you think that Islamophobia exists in France?
Of course, yes, it exists everywhere. And it's something dramatic for people who have faith and do their thing, you know, without dropping bombs everywhere. You know, it's like, you know, I hear about the stuff at Boston. It's a big tragedy. And everybody is really so sad about that. And, you know, I can feel a little pressure.
I'm African American, but I forget that some people assume that I am Muslim. When I was in London, they profiled me, And I freaked out, and I was like, you guys are racist.
Yeah.
And then they sent out a black guy to be like, oh, no, and I called him an
That's
Uncle
easy
Tom.
to
I was
say
like,
that.
you're racist too. Your eyes are covered up, brother. What's interesting is, as I was sitting there waiting, you know, it was all brown people, you know, except for the one sketchy Swedish girl,
Yeah.
you know, who was pumping drugs.
Yeah.